My grandfather, peace be upon him, used to tell this joke that I swear is longer in Arabic. Some of you've heard it. And it goes something like, a buffalo went to meet another buffalo. But when he got there, all he found was a cow. And to be honest, it's not that funny. But my grandfather would say it and he would laugh, and he would laugh, and he would laugh, and everyone else couldn't help but join him. And in Arabic, we have this word for this action. It's called hashesh, someone whose laugh is funnier than the joke. That actually comes from hashish, which means you're too high on drugs, but that wasn't my grandfather. And I was so happy when my little brother was born, because he was born laughing, and he had my grandfather's laugh. Whenever he laughs, you can't help but join in. And I used to love my little brother's laugh. And so a cocktail of concussions made it so that my brain slowly started betraying me. And one of the conditions that comes from that is sometimes I break into laughter uncontrollably until I'm gasping for air. Absolutely no control of my body. I know what it feels to be helpless, but everybody thinks it's a joke. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is that I can no longer remember faces. I can see you all and recognize you, but the second I close my eyes, I can't even tell you what my mother's face looks like. I know I look just like her, but I can't even begin to describe it. It's like I'm living in a world of shadows, and if you're not in front of me, I just can't remember what you look like. And it reminds me of when I was 6 years old, and my mom had nowhere to put me as she was working and I got out of school, so I'd stay with her friend's parents, where I met Hank, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. A retired Navy officer, his family had given up on him. There was no chance he would begin to remember again. But see, Hank and I would sit and we'd play card games, and we played Rummikub, and we kept playing. And as we played, he slowly came back piece by piece until I got to meet a man who lived a full life but somehow never loved his wife. He told me that his true love lived overseas and that when he left the Navy, he could not bring her with him. He told me about all of the things his family would never know about him. I got to meet a man that no one would ever know existed. And then, one day, he had a psychotic snap. He didn't leave his bedroom for 3 days, and his family gave up on him. They said, let him flood if he thinks he's on a raft. And me, 6 years old, could not stand this. I walked into the room and I said, Hank, work with me. I don't see the water, but tell me what you see. And he said, it's flooded. And I said, can we use the pillows? Can we do skipping stones until we get to land? Can you come with me to safety? And he said, yes. And we walked out of that room and Hank was back with all of his memories and all of his joy, all of his worries his family would never know about. But they deemed him too dangerous for me to continue to see as only 6 years old. And so I stopped going to Hank's house. Within 2 months, he too forgot the faces, forgot everything there was to know about his own life until he was gone. He forgot himself until the point where he eventually just died because there was nothing to live for. And I will always hold on to what it feels like to leave someone behind. And this is the fear that grips me when I cannot tell you what you look like when I close my eyes, but it pushes me. And it pushes me, and it pushes me, and I know this is not the life I planned or I wanted. You don't get to control what happens to your brain. But you know, buffaloes are going extinct anyways. Maybe they're overrated. What's so goddamn wrong with a cow if it pushes me to go out and see people? See them every damn day so I never forget them because I have seen them today. So yeah, a buffalo went to go meet another buffalo. But when he arrived, it was a cow, and maybe that is the best thing that has ever happened to me.